Congressman Paul Ryan?
Oh, he's going to get chosen as Speaker this week, barring any shocking surprise.
You didn't answer the question.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. And I think he's going to do a really good job. I don't agree with him on all of his positions, but I spent a few years in a state legislature before going to Congress. I have never seen an elected official who commands more respect from his peers on both sides of the aisle, from the most conservative to
Why is that?
members.
What is it about him that is so effective?
I think people respect his intellect. If you wanted to rewrite the tax code in the United States of America, you can hand it to Paul Ryan. Go lock him in a room, maybe with a few staffers to help him out, and he'll come out of the room with a whole new tax code.
What sort of dilemma did the Republican Party face, though, with supporting Paul Ryan, considering they sort of see him and are painting him as the future and the face of the Republican Party? But then putting him in this role of Speaker, does that diminish his chances of being the president or running for president later
Absolutely. James Polk was a Speaker of the House and became president, but you look at all the speakers in our nation's history, and it's the end of it. It's the end of the road. And speakers don't make it that long. I mean, John Boehner making it, almost through his fifth year was a long time. I think that, for him, he's 45 years old. He has 3 young kids. When he decided...
Which he said, I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm just letting you know that in advance.
Conditions.
He has an ability to raise a lot of money. One of the main reasons why you travel is to be able to raise funds for the party. I think he'll be able to do an exceptional job for that. But he always said that this was a job for an empty nester. It is quite a sacrifice to spend that much time away, even if you're just a member of Congress, let alone the Speaker of the House.
All right, so I want to get to the debt ceiling debate, because a lot of people are saying this could get really ugly really soon. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew taking an op-ed out in USA Today with the headline, "Honor Our Obligations, Raise the Debt Limit." Lew writes that in the next 8 days, the U.S. government will run out of borrowing authority. He says Congress is endangering the country by waiting until the last minute to act on the debt limit, and asks lawmakers to raise it as soon as possible. Your reaction, Congressman?
Well, I think that it's important for Congress and the president, and every single time you get right to the debt limit, and then you have this debate. So are we going to pay our bills? Of course we're going to pay our bills, but we need to start talking earlier about how are we going to structurally reform our nation's finances so that we can control this skyrocketing rate that our debt limit keeps increasing. It becomes a political debate in the 11th hour right now, and it's a disservice to the taxpayers, and it's a disservice for that next generation who they're not even old enough to vote, but they're going to be inheriting all the consequences of kicking the can down the road.
But this is not that debate. The debt limit is to raise the debt on money we've already spent, right? This is to pay the bills that we've already accumulated. This feels like Groundhog Day all over again, right? We go through these iterations of kind of walking up to the brink, getting another downgrade of our credit rating, and then the debt limit is raised. Isn't that what's going to happen here? That we're going to have a lot of fulmination right up to the deadline, a lot of political talk, and then it's going to get raised? Probably. It's probably exactly what's going to happen, and that's what has happened very frequently and regularly in the past. This has actually worked its way into the Speaker's race, is what is the process going to be going forward so that it isn't just a political debate with sound bites right at the 11th hour. How can we start passing annual budgets and have an appropriations process, and the House and the Senate actually passing the appropriations bills and sending it to the president's desk? Unfortunately, a lot of the American public believes that the Republicans, have a majority of the Senate, but you need 60 votes in order to get some of these appropriations bills.
Some congressmen on the right and the left want to bring back earmarks because it was easier to whip votes when you had little bribes and handouts and to individuals in districts throughout the country. Are you in favor of bringing back earmarks?
I personally am not. There are members.
Thank you.
There are members, on both sides of the aisle who are in favor of it. And it is a policy, and with a lot of what the federal government does on the merits. They can't get buy-in from the people who would have to sign off on a proposal, so they attach money to it.
But that gets back to Paul Ryan. Nice guy. Is that really what you need right now, whipping the Republican Party, or somebody who's going to crack kneecaps?
Well, I think you need someone who is a uniter. I mean,
I was going to say, can't you be both? Can't you be nice and whip?
Well, I had, I was.
He's not that. I mean, he's nice, but he knows
Agreed.
how to, get business done. Hopefully.
I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. My brigade commander had this saying that slow equals smooth, smooth equals fast, and he was able to get things done. I never heard him raise his voice. Just things always got done around him.
Congressman, are you optimistic about your party as we head through this election process?
Oh, absolutely. I remember 2008, and on the flip side, people were. They were tired. It was getting towards the end of the second term of George Bush. People talking about the Iraq War, the economy. There was a generational gap between John McCain, Barack Obama. The dynamics have completely flipped. Our party, the House Republicans, by the way, have 20 members under the age of 40. We are 6 years younger than our counterparts on the other side of the aisle. 2/3 of us have gotten there since 2010. There's been a lot of changeover, a lot of young blood, a lot of diversity. I'm excited for our party in the future.
All right, Congressman Lee Zeldin, thank you for joining us this morning. Great to have you.